I've always had a soft spot for eggs. And when I discovered that no one has ever attempted to set a Guinness World Record for cracking them, I was ecstatic. So here's my challenge. I've got just 5 days to ramp up my egg cracking skills from fairly decent to lightning fast. And then I'm going to attempt to establish a brand new Guinness World Record by cracking more than 500 eggs in 1 hour with just one hand right here in Granby, Quebec at their giant omelette festival. In Granby, Quebec, they love their eggs so much that every year they get together and fry up a 15,000 egg omelet. The pan is so huge that they cut down telephone poles to make the egg flippers. This time, I'm either going to end up with my name in the record books or a whole lot of egg on my face. My first stop is City Hall, where I meet the mayor of Granby, who's been appointed by Guinness World Records to oversee my attempt. And by all indications, he takes his eggs very seriously.
Bob, I want you to listen to me very carefully. The festival is very important, and I hope you'll be up to our expectation. You understand that?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
I'm here for my Guinness Challenge rules, but why do I feel like I've been hauled into the principal's office?
First of all, you're going to use commercial large eggs. Secondly, you have to use only one hand. The other hand will have to be in your back. Any shell that will be found in the bowl, the egg will be discounted. You'll have 1 hour to make your record. Is that understood?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
I'll be watching you very closely.
Wow, I'm really feeling the pressure. I'm definitely going to need some help from somebody who cracks eggs for a living. And my search has led me to this man, Keith Kelly. Hey, Keith.
Hi, Bob.
How you doing?
Very good.
Think you can help me out?
Guaranteed.
That's what I want to hear. So listen, here's my mission. I've got to crack a minimum of 500 eggs in 1 hour in order to establish a new Guinness World Record. Think we can do that?
Get to work.
At Ben and Florentine's restaurant in Montreal, they crack over 1,600 eggs for their daily breakfast rush alone.
So let's start with 1 crate of eggs. I want to time you on this, because I want to see your speed and your technique. I want to see how bad you are or how good you are.
Hopefully how good I am. Cracking eggs? How hard can it really be?
Wait for my signal and start. Is that all you got? You're getting more on the table than the bowl. My God. Thought you said you weren't supposed to get eggshells in that bowl.
Oops, shoot. Stop the clock!
2:15.
What's that mean?
Let's do the math.
Okay.
2:15, 30 eggs. You're at 1 egg every 2 seconds.
So there we go. So we're going to break a record.
Only problem is, Bob, there's full of eggshells in there.
Oh, man, Keith's right. That means more than half of my eggs were already disqualified.
If you only do 700 or 800 eggs,
right,
the next day your record is set. Any one of these guys is going to break it.
700 cleanly cracked eggs? What did I sign up for?
If you want your record to be set and not broken,
right,
you're looking at least 2,000 eggs.
If I want to set a record that's going to stand the test of time, the first thing I've got to do is create a cracking technique that's both fast and clean. And when I say clean, I mean not a single shell. Secondly, I've got to work on my hand-wrist endurance. I was cramping up after just a couple of minutes. And on the big day, it's got to last for 60. And lastly, I've got to streamline the entire process, because every second, no, make that every nanosecond counts. You know, I think it's true what they say. If you want to make a giant omelet, you got to crack a few thousand eggs. But before I get ahead of myself, I need some inspiration from an egg-centric old friend. When you want an extraordinary egg dish, you've got to come to an extraordinary chef. And that is why I'm here in the kitchen of Giovanni Apollo. Oh, fantastic. Very nice to be back in your kitchen again.
Thank you very much. You make my day.
So I'm intrigued by these ingredients. What are you going to make here?
I make the escalopine alla parmigiana.
Oh, yes, the veal scallops.
Yeah, exactly.
Parmesan, yeah?
The Italian people make the same recipe, but with eggs. Yes, correct. No.
No?
Oh, my God. You're my star. Wow.
Oh, this doesn't work so good.
I get
No, I can't. First, we chop a handful of Italian herbs. Chives, basil, and Italian parsley. Then whisk them into the eggs. We cook the mixture on a very low heat until it's ready to turn.
Now I take our portuguese.
And that's obviously a fancy name for a cookie cutter.
Yes. Take the omelette.
Giovanni alternates the egg pieces with a rich marinara sauce.
Parmesan Reggiano.
Shave.
Little bit sauce again.
And tops it all off with some microgreens.
Bon appetit.
It's amazing. I watched him make that whole thing in about 5 minutes. And you can find all those ingredients in an omelet.
I like this because it's very simple.
It's elevated from like a simple breakfast to a very sophisticated dinner dish.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Ah, you are a genius.
I love you. I love this guy.
So how did you feel about yesterday?
Well, I was kind of pleased the way I was ramping up my speed, but I was really disappointed in the amount of eggshell I was getting in the eggs.
Absolutely.
What's the point of ramping up my speed if, I'm going to be eliminating that many eggs?
Or else we need to crack over 3,000 eggs to get 2,000 qualified.
That's not going to work. Right. Should we get cracking? I have 4 days of training and a mountain of eggs in front of me. And if I want to crack 2,000 eggs in 1 hour, I've really got to find my groove.
No rhythm. Bob just doesn't have any rhythm.
I've come to Granby, Quebec's annual Giant Omelette Festival to set a Guinness World Record for cracking the most eggs in 1 hour. But my first speed test has done nothing but shatter my confidence.
To me, this is a failure.
Looks like you're getting ready for some Easter hunt of some sort.
Don't laugh. I actually use this technique to train people just like yourself.
Really?
On how to crack the perfect egg.
Keith simplifies his technique by drawing the finger position with X's and O's.
See, this is just holding the egg. The thumb does the pulling.
Well, that wasn't so good. Despite trying, I just can't get the hang of it. So I'm going to risk it and stick with the technique I know best.
That can work. The only issue is you might get a cramp faster than I will. You've got 2 fingers doing the job.
Right.
As opposed to I only have my thumb working. Practice time.
All right, so you want me to do all these?
No.
Wow. So all these and all these?
Hang on. Almost there.
You gotta be kidding.
See, the biggest problem was your rhythm.
Yeah, no, I've always had white boy rhythm.
I'm going to set the rhythm for you now, and I want a clean job, fast-paced, and you follow my beat.
No rhythm, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. Grab an egg. What are you waiting for?
Okay, Rich.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Just count with me.
Okay.
1,
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 7.
1, 2,
No rhythm.
4.
Bob just doesn't have any rhythm.
1, 2, 3, 4. To better understand the source, I've come to a local farm with a free-range flock of over 100 birds. This is Francois Tanguay. No, not the bird. This gentleman right here. Francois is an organic farmer here in Quebec. Francois, how many eggs do you produce a week?
I would say around 15 dozen, I guess.
What makes a difference in the color of the shell?
Normally, it's the color of the feather, actually.
Really? So this chicken would lay a brown egg?
That's it. Little guy will do the brown.
It's what goes into their diet that makes an egg more nutritious. Organic grains, grass, bugs, and worms, that's the good stuff. The better the diet, the deeper the color of the yolk, and the tastier the egg. And what can you do with all those tasty farm-fresh eggs?
Eggs à la bourguignon.
There's like beef bourguignon.
No bœuf.
No
Œuf.
Okay. Okay, allons-y.
It's very fast.
I'm watching you. First, we chop the onions, bacon, and mushrooms. Giovanni uses a chop and mash move on the garlic, turning it into a fine paste.
I'm very bright. I'm very bright guy.
Toss everything into a pan on high heat.
Little bit wine inside.
Nice.
Little bit wine.
That's the difference between eggs for breakfast and eggs for dinner. He adds some veal stock and leaves the sauce to reduce while we poach the eggs.
Very slowly, huh? With passion, with love. The sauce is ready.
How do you know when the sauce is ready?
It's the same. The sauce is sexy.
So reduce it to the point that it's very sexy. He spoons the poached egg onto a toasted and buttered baguette and drizzles it with the bourguignon reduction.
Do you want that?
Ah, I would love to. That is sexy. Oh, that's so delicious. The red wine gives the egg a very sophisticated taste.
And it's very fast and easy to make.
It makes you think of eggs in a completely different way.
Exactly.
Très impressé.
Ah, moi aussi. Merci. Thank you very much.
Okay, I've really done it this time. I've set the bar way too high. I've got just 2 more days to turn myself around from rhythmically challenged to metronome man. I'm training to establish a new Guinness World Record for the most eggs cracked in an hour. But right now, it's my confidence that's cracking.
2000, I think he might have went way over his head.
White boy rhythm or not, there's only so many eggs a guy can crack on an empty stomach. So Keith shows me how to make his favorite dessert, fieldberry custard parfait. And this custard right here, this stuff, so amazingly rich.
All it involves is milk,
Right?
eggs,
Right?
and sugar.
Hey, who doesn't have that?
With a hint of vanilla.
With a hint of vanilla.
Well, let's get started.
The recipe is dead easy. First, we separate 5 egg yolks. We add cornstarch and milk.
Beat it, lump-free.
Lump-free. On the stove, Keith heats more milk just to the boiling point. Then tosses in some vanilla extract and sugar.
Pour that in a slow stream. All we need to do is bring it back to boiling point,
All right.
and it's set.
We put it in the fridge until the custard cools. That is so amazing. It's super rich. It's really light. It's almost like fluffy. Layered into his fieldberry custard parfait, simply decadent. With my sugar buzz kicking in, I'm ready for more training. When cracking eggs, it's all about the edge. So now we're on the hunt for the best bowl. Okay, where should we start?
Start with the same one you did yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see if the bowl's the problem or you just had a bad day in your system.
There. See, I didn't lose any shell here, but it has all the potential. That could have fallen off.
Is it the technique that's making the shell crack that way, or is it the lip of the bowl?
Ceramic, plastic, and aluminum. We've tried them all. This is really frustrating. I mean, every time I try a different method, I seem to get more shell in it. You know what? I got an idea. Do you have a chef's knife? All right. All right, will you hold this there, like that? Do not, and I know you hear this all the time, do not try this at home. Ready?
Clean break.
That's pretty clean, isn't it? Yeah, see, look at that. That is so clean, and it's also straight across here. One of the Guinness World Record rules is that I have to crack it on the lip of the bowl. So I can't do this, but do you have a toolbox here?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think you might have a file in your toolbox?
I can check.
When I'm finished with this, it's gonna cut through that egg like butter. In my quest to turn myself into an egg cracking machine, I thought it might be really helpful to see what an actual egg cracking machine looked like. And so I'm standing here with Margaret Hudson. And Margaret, how many eggs do you crack here a day?
We crack about 1.8 million eggs a day.
Wow. She runs this factory, the largest egg processing plant in Canada. I am the Eggman! What I really want to know is how this machine actually cracks the eggs. Inside this unit, there's a bunch of these.
Exactly.
The machine hits the eggs from 2 sides, top and bottom, splitting the egg in 2. This is the same thing I end up with. I mean, there's a possibility that a bit of shell like that could end up in there, right?
Exactly.
So the machine sometimes gets eggshells in the egg too?
Yes, it happens sometimes.
I don't feel so bad anymore. But how do I measure up against the real thing?
All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to compare your speed of breaking to that of the egg breaking machine.
Okay.
I'll call out every second how many eggs the machine has broken.
Sure.
Start the machine. Go. 50.
That's 1.
100.
That's 2.
200. 250. 300.
Holy moly! I could use about 100 more hands here.
650. 700. 750. 800. 850. Mom, where are you going?
Stinging with defeat, I head back to the restaurant for some more eggshell hell.
This is going to be your first real test. We're doing 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Non-stop.
Third of what I'm going to have to do on the big day.
Exactly.
If I'm going to reduce the shells in the bowl and crank up my speed, I have to be the machine. All right, so Jerry, you're going to be my Eggman, right? Each part of the machine does one task. So I figure I need some helpers and a system so I can focus on making a clean break while putting my newly sharpened bowl to the test.
Record-setting tempo.
Crack. Crack.
Start.
Crack. I'm inventing ways to save more time. Crack. 2, 3, 4. Crack. 2.
Watch the shells, watch the shells.
Crack. At first, I was gaining, and then after about 15 seconds, I lost the whole plot. You've got to come in, Jerry, you've got to turn yourself around. Go, 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 go. So I may have my rhythm back, but now our machine's melting down.
Crack. 2, 3. 5 minutes to go, 65 eggs lost.
Wow. Man, my hand is really starting to hurt me. Damn shells. Killed by the shells right now.
1 minute left, and you lost 80.
Here we go, here we go. Keep going, Jerry, keep going. We gotta catch up here.
3, 2, 1, over.
Wow. Wow. My human egg cracking machine idea was a total disaster, and now I'm beginning to question my whole strategy.
So you did 709, but we lost 83 eggs.
Wow.
626.
1,872.
So we're a bit shy of that 2,000.
Yeah, we're a lot shy of that 2,000. And that's assuming I can keep up the pace for 40 more minutes, so I can hit my personal goal of 2,000 eggs. Look at that big fat piece of shell right in there staring me right in the face, telling me what a loser I am right now. The big day is tomorrow, and I'm about to discover a chilling detail that no one warned me about. Just cracking the egg before I even go through the mechanics. Like, look what's happening here. It's shattering. I'm in Granby, Quebec, attempting to set a Guinness World Record for cracking eggs. But after an agonizing 5 days of training, I'm wondering if I've got what it takes. Every time I try a different method, I seem to get more shell in it. It's the crack of dawn, and my eggs have arrived. And so is the giant omelet pan. Setting my station up here. I spent the night inventing and building the perfect egg perch. See, I have all my bowls. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Man, I'm getting a little bit nervous. Oh, man. 2,000 cleanly cracked eggs in an hour. I can only hope my team of Granby volunteers can help me get there. We have to work as a unit. We all collectively have to be on one beat, one pulse, like a heartbeat. Ba-boom, ba-boom. We do a test run 20 minutes before the competition. This is my first and only chance to work with the team to perfect my system. But there's something seriously wrong. These eggs are performing completely differently than the ones I trained with. Just cracking the egg before I even go through the mechanics. Like, look what's happening here. It's shattering.
As he tosses, the egg white from the egg is pushing the shell in the bowl.
And suddenly it dawns on me. The eggs are too cold. I can't believe I never thought about egg temperature and the fact that egg shells are much more brittle when they're really cold. What I'm trying to do is let the eggs warm up in the sun as much as I can. Folks start arriving for my record attempt.
Est-ce que vous croyez qu'il est capable de faire ça? Et on ne croit pas qu'une main peut passer 2 minutes à 1 heure, on ne croit pas.
We have the mayor here. I have all my assistants here. You guys all ready? Yep. I have to start in less than a minute. I have no idea if the eggs are warm enough. Here we go.
Okay, it's a go.
I'm just a minute in, and the over-chilled eggshells are killing me.
Shell! Forget it, forget it.
And the mayor's watching me like a hawk.
Shell!
Every time he yells shell, the egg is discounted.
You just broke your first case of eggs.
I feel like I'm going backwards. Gotta find my groove, gotta find my groove.
Shell!
To compensate, I have to ramp up my speed.
Let's make up some time here. Let's make up some time.
I'm going so much faster than I'm used to that my hand starts cramping. I'm losing control of my fingers. Arms stiffening up. I get into these grooves and out of these grooves.
His speed is coming down now.
I can't do another minute. I have to switch hands. In 2 minutes, we're gonna do a quick
Guys,
switch.
in 2 minutes, concentrate and switch to the left hand.
All right, go.
Switch. Handle that way.
I've never even trained with my left hand.
I really hope your right hand gets better real soon because we're not looking good right now. Our shell ratio is terrible and the speed is awful.
I've hit a wall. My right hand feels like it's shot, and my left is a disaster. Losing it, man. I'm losing it.
Shell.
I've got to make up for lost time. One more flat. And we'll go back to the right. Okay, switch. Keith, crank up the metronome. Every crack is agony. I have no clue how many eggs I've gone through, and no option but to focus.
Come on, louder!
Relâche pas,
Final minute, Bob! Show me some speed!
minutes.
As they count me down, I have no idea if I've hit my goal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, how'd you do?
How much egg did you really got?
2,318 eggs total.
I'm pleasantly shocked at that number, but it means absolutely nothing until we subtract the disqualified eggs.
Moins 248.
Moins 248.
Nice job, guys.
I can't believe we did it.